Hello, it is day 0 of Creators After Dark. Technically got in yesterday because I booked the wrong flight day, but I think that overall worked out for the best just to get a lay of the land and ease my anxiety a little bit so I don't have to go in and land and have jet lag. So far it's been pretty good. I don't know too much about Dallas. I don't have a car here, so venturing will be, I don't know, just kind of around the area. It's a really nice hotel here. It's at the Renaissance Dallas Richard or something like that. Got a really beautiful lobby and everything. I haven't seen any of the convention rooms yet. I did get my badge a day before for once. I'm really curious on who shows up to this event, the kind of people are here, because I definitely feel like this event was slightly more marketed towards creators themselves, like spicy creators, lewd creators, cosplay creators. A lot of the panels are oriented towards creators, and I really feel like the guests were very emphasized on who was going to be here. I don't even know what kind of artists or vendors are going to be here. I'll definitely figure that out tomorrow, but because I will admit that a lot of the guests that are on this list you won't really find elsewhere. It's a lot of big name cosplayers who don't really guest at conventions anymore, or just spicy creators that aren't really accepted at conventions. Usually if a convention wants a guest, it will be more of like a safe for work cosplayer. It really depends on the girl or guy. They'll take lewd cosplayers, but if someone who does like full on mainstream pornography or pornography in general, they tend to avoid. But there are several people here that do hardcore, more explicit stuff, so that is very nice that you'll have an opportunity to see them. Other than that, I'm really excited to see it. I've been wanting to come to this convention for a very long time. It used to be Komochi Con. Before that it was Waifu Expo, and I'm really excited to hang out with my friend Shy Goth Shay. She's going to be here, also Cosmic Kitty, and then Angela Hobby Night is also going to be here as well, which I'm very excited to meet her because I haven't met her before, but I've heard a lot about her, and she is Shay's good friend. What can I say? I really love to meet mutual friends and become friends with them too. Don't really know what is in store for the rest of the week. I also don't have a return ticket yet, so
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Today is day 0 of Creators After Dark. I really don't know what to expect. Maybe we'll walk around, but I also don't want to be that obnoxious person like live streaming everything. But if there's ever a place to be obnoxious and live streaming, it's a convention. It's an interesting hotel too. I don't know how I feel about it because it's like, I don't know how to describe it. And I do like it. It does make it feel like a community, but it's one of those hotels where the doors, you go out onto a balcony. All of the hotel hallways are balconies. And then you've got like the lobby in the center. So you can see what rooms people are entering and exiting. And then also like you can hear the chaos in the lobby, which is nice. It does make it feel like community. But I'm like, oh, you can see what rooms people are going into. Yeah, I do really like that name as well. With like creators, which is, you know, very inclusive. It's not like cosplayers or whatever, which I don't really do cosplay. So I do like that. And then it's like After Dark, so it's, you know, spicy, 18 plus, blah, blah, blah. It is so hard for people to know what I'm talking about. You know, when you slur your words, it's like Craters After Dark. Maybe that's just my freaking accent. It sounds like craters, like craters of the moon. That's probably just my accent. Craters After Dark. Creators. There's a lot of words. I can't say nuclear. Granite. You're taking it for granted.
Frontier.
Frontier?
When you see frontier?
The final frontier?
Frontier?
I think those are the main ones. I blame my dad. Actually, my dad and my mom. They have different kinds of Southern accents. Really curious to see what people will have at their tables. I'm really hoping that people aren't charging for selfies. I always get sad when people charge for selfies. Prints, Polaroids, merch, and all that I get, but like selfies, come on. Like I came all the way out here and found you. That should be my geocache reward. But I mean, I get it. You can literally do whatever you want, and I don't have to get a selfie with them. I hope there's free selfies. It is getting darker and darker. I feel like this is like a speakeasy or something. I don't know what a speakeasy is. I've never even been to any of those. Saturday is the big day. Friday is the warm-up. It's going to be the spillover of things that couldn't fit in on Saturday. Locally, it's 8 o'clock? Oh my God. And looking at the schedule, there's not a lot of normal, not the Gooner peasants, just like general Gooner activity, like panels. At SumiCon, there was like how to do Shibari 101. Like everyone can benefit from learning about that. But this convention has panels primarily oriented towards creators. It's like script writing 101. And then there are ones that are guests slightly more fan oriented, like Spicy Creator Q&A. But I don't know. There's nothing like for just kind of normal people. My prediction is that it's going to be people like myself that are like, yes, hot girls. And then going to be other people who are like, oh my gosh, I really want to see Cootie. I think Cootie was like one of the guests, or like Jessica Negri or Peach Jars or K-Bear or Juliet Michelle. To be determined, but we shall see. At cons like these, are there usually time to meet other creators and get to know them, or is that not the vibe? I hope so. That's what I'm trying to aim for, because I'd love to get to meet some of these baddies. I know who's going to be on the guest list, but there's probably a lot of other creators who aren't on the guest list that are just coming to hang out. What I always worry about is if people are going to be standoffish, but I'm hoping that it's sort of like AVN. I don't know how much the guests are getting paid or compensated, but otherwise nobody's forced to be here. They're here because they like meeting people. So I'm hoping that's the vibe, because that's the vibe at AVN. There are some people who are forced to be there, contractually obligated to be there. Yeah, like agency bound. But otherwise, AVN, it's like, you don't have to go there. Oh, but you mean walk around. Yeah, we should walk around a little bit.
Boba is like the encyclopedia of adult content creators.
I'm not. I just have a really good memory for names. You're trying to gas me up. What can I say? I just have a good memory.
My best interest to gas you up. Maybe you'll pay me better.
Try for a little bit of walking around the convention.
Wanna go for a walk, Boba?
I know, we're gonna move for a walk. Oh, they call it CAD?
D.
Yeah, D, yeah. Canadian dollars? That's every time I see it. It's like, I'm going to Canadian dollars.
Computer assisted design?
Oh, like CAD. Oh, like CAD program. Like the program. See, I'm thinking money. He's thinking,
I make furniture.
He makes furniture. Well, one of your hobbies. One of your many hobbies. Hello, we are back. Hopefully we'll be fine in the elevator. I like this chair. We might die in the elevator. Man, my sweats look wild. They're not flattering to my butt. It makes my butt look flat. It's a sleeper build that people don't know. The dump truck that lies beneath. Damn, all 3 elevators are busy. It's a vibe having the sweats and the boots. Oh, looks like they're preparing things. Damn, I can't believe I worked in the elevator. That's crazy that I was working in the elevator. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh, I barely recognize you. Hello. It's Bunny Black. But yeah, that's like the whole system. I guess I'll go out into the middle. Yeah, these are the rooms. I don't know. Like, you could kind of see where somebody would be coming at or whatnot. Yeah, I don't know. It's like really good for community though. You can see all the hustle and bustle. The hotel is really cool. If you're getting harassed, you'd crawl to your room so they didn't know which door you went in. That's true, honestly. There is a downstairs, though. I have not been downstairs at all. Also, I'm wearing the Fansly merch, and Fansly is on all of the lanyards. But Fansly did not sponsor this event.
This year, yeah.
And I was also confused because I didn't see them as a sponsor on the list. Maybe they're reusing the lanyards. So far, the vibe in the lobby was pretty nice. Fitness center. Maybe we'll get up to some mischief in there. Probably not. No, this would be a horrible location for mischief. Oh my gosh, the pool. It feels heated. It feels warm in there. It does feel like the back rooms, yeah. I try to go outside. I had to lock in for the spinny door. Ooh, that Texas weather. Oh, this is some kind of lounge. This is a baddie's lounge over here. Sorry, I had to get out of the lobby. Everyone was looking at me like I was a celebrity. I am not anyone important. It's the public transportation. There's a train over there. Oh, being blown away. Hold on, I need to put on my hoodie. Hello, and I am back from Creators After Dark. That was one of the best conventions I've ever had the pleasure of attending. I've been to a good handful of the popular 18+ ones. That one was really good. I think one of my favorite things about this convention was the hotel venue. I know that was one of my biggest complaints going into it early on, but it actually turned out to be one of the best things about the convention. In the lobby, so much happened. I honestly think that my favorite part of the convention was the lobby of the hotel. I saw and interacted with so many people just in the lobby of the convention that I think I had some of my best moments in the lobby of the convention. The highlights of the convention for me were meeting people. I met so many people on the floor. I met so many people at their booths. Ones that I really wanted to have a conversation with, some that were spontaneous, and some people that I did not expect to see, period. The convention made it very easy to get to talk to people. It made it very easy to interact with people and meet new people. I also think that a lot of people there were very friendly. I do feel like there were a lot of creators there. Not just hot girls though, which I was not expecting and honestly did not even occur to me because I just kind of have a one-track correct mind of hot girls, and that's what they advertised. But there were a lot of creators in the adult, not safe for work, 18 plus sphere in general. I met not safe for work artists there, not safe for work writers, as well as people who help these people, the writers, the artists. And I'm sure there were other kinds of not safe for work creators that I did not even encounter. Everyone was very, very respectful. And I know that you'll probably hear that a lot from people about this convention, but I'm going to give you some freaking examples. The bar has been raised so high in terms of respect. There were lots of photographers at this event, but they did all ask for photos. To my knowledge, I don't think I had anybody following me creepily trying to take photos of my ass. I don't think I had anybody who thought that taking a photo of me meant that they were gonna get into bed with me. And I think that if people wanted a photo, they did ask. They didn't just stare at you for 20 minutes very creepily. They approached you, asked for a photo, or talked to you if they wanted to talk to you. It didn't feel like there were a lot of creepers there. I didn't feel like a sack of meat for people to stare at. People were looking, but they approached or complimented you or took a photo. It wasn't just, for lack of a better word, creeps. I feel like a lot of the attendees were knowledgeable and respectful about how to treat someone like a human being. You'd think that that'd be common sense, but it's not always the case. There's nothing wrong with gooning at somebody. There's nothing wrong with thinking somebody's super hot. There's nothing wrong with expressing to somebody that you love jerking off to them. But there definitely is a respectful way to go about it. And everyone at this convention did that. I think that that's something that I've had problems with at previous 18 plus events and conventions, but this one, everyone was very, very respectful, especially compared to events like Folsom Street Fair. I could make a whole freaking video on why I will never be going to Folsom Street Fair again, but that's besides the point. The artist alley and the vendors hall were rather small, but I do think that gave me the opportunity to really appreciate people's work and look at it and not feel overwhelmed. I think there was a good diversity of artists as well. I was expecting to see a lot of I don't know what to call it, but just generic big titty art, but it seems like the people who were here were very passionate about their art and very enthused to have an opportunity to show full nudity at this event, not just censored nudity. That is another thing. Nothing was censored. It was full on hole and stuff inside the holes, which usually at events you'll see that censored. Nothing was censored, so that was nice as well. I do think that the makeup of attendees was maybe 50-50 creators and fans. I hate to use that word fans because it makes it seem like they're lowly or something. And I do feel that the fans that were there were more super fans. Myself included, I was definitely a super fan of some of the ladies there. I would say that is another thing, is that the guests that were there and were invited were very present. Usually, you have a guest and they just kind of flash in front of your face and you never see that person except for at one panel. I saw each and every one of the guests of honor often and very frequently. And it wasn't like they were there and whisked away. I would see them in the elevators. I would see them at the restaurant in the hotel. I would see them at other people's booths. I would see them just in the hallway, just standing there. So they were very present. So if you were a fan looking to see your favorite creator, you would definitely see them there and you would definitely get an opportunity to have meaningful interaction with them. Are you going to get invited to their room party? Probably not, but it wasn't like some of the meet and greets these days where you get your 5 minutes and you get out. It was nice to be able to see and interact with those creators also in the hallways, which I feel like is very organic and nice. Another good thing is it seemed like the main stage events were very, very fun. I unfortunately did not attend any of the main stage events because I was so preoccupied with the lobby and talking with folks as well as sleeping. I really did not have the endurance for a convention. But from my friend, they did go to some of those main stage events and they really liked them. And I saw some stuff on social media and it seemed very, very fun. It seemed like folks really freaking enjoyed the Otaku Cabaret, which was kind of like a burlesque show. That seemed to be the most hyped event, but also the cosplay contest was fun. They had 2 cosplay contests. I think a craftsmanship thing and then a pageant. And now, of course, some of the things that I didn't like or things that I would change for the future, which the list is small and I'm really nitpicking. I do wish that there were more panels, but at the same time, I think it's kind of okay. I don't know how many people end up going to panels in general. I also don't know if they had the budget for more panels. I don't really know. It would have been nice to see a couple more. I think I initially had said I wish that there were more normie activities like Shibari 101, like stuff that you see at maybe SumiCon and that attracts SumiCon. But I think I kind of wouldn't want that because I think the way that the con was structured and played out was that it was you are either a creator or you are a super fan. And so I think that that got rid of a lot of the people in the middle who, I say normies as in people who just want to go there and gawk, for lack of a better word. Like, they don't really know too much about the creators. They don't really know too much that's going on. They just kind of see like, oh my god, 18 plus convention, I'm gonna go there. Which, no shade to SumiCon, I do feel like it's filling a niche. But the thing about SumiCon that I don't really like is there's a lot of people who aren't super comfortable with adult activities, if that makes sense. So you'll see a lot of people being like, oh my god, look, that's like anime titties. It's so freaking weird. When it's like, what the hell did you expect to be here? This is an 18 plus convention. Why do you think it's funny that there's anime titties that somebody's selling? Yeah, so I guess it's just a lack of maturity. Are people at SumiCon who are like, oh man, there's these cosplay girls and they're just cosplaying in these sexy outfits. That's not really cosplay. That's just a cop out. I hate girls like that. I hate OnlyFans girls. I hate cosplay girls with OnlyFans, blah, blah, blah. There was none of that here. It was very understood that, yeah, you know, I fucking love seeing girls in cosplay that are wearing nothing but a string. We want that. That is good. You don't have to like be an edgelord and pretend that you don't like it. This was definitely for the true gooners who are like, please, I want to see people in nothing but loss. And I love that. And I enjoy that so much. My last thing on the bad, there was something off about the press. I don't know where the press came from or what the conditions for the press were. Actually, I probably should check that right now. But there were a lot of people with press pass, I will say guys, and I don't really think they had the etiquette for press or being a photographer, because that was one thing that happened, is that the girls and I were taking photos in the lobby or in the hallway, just somewhere where it was slightly out of the way. I would think that most people would understand it's like a photo shoot going on. I brought Kai along. Kai was taking photos of us. We were off to the side. We wanted to get some pictures. We wanted to do our own photo shoot. But then some of the press would come by and take photos, which it's fine. You know, I don't really mind. You can take pictures of some guy taking a picture of me. But then they would kind of hijack the photo shoot. So Kai would take like a round of photos, and then, you know, Kai would look at them, blah, 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 take a break. We would be resetting it to another pose. And that photographer would come up to us and be like, oh my gosh, like, can I take a few pictures of you? And we would say yes, but then they would be like, okay, let me lead you somewhere else. Like, then they would want to start doing their own photo shoot. So I don't know what was going on with that. I can understand if it's like in the hallways, like as if they had thought Kai was just a random guy taking photos of us. I don't know. And that happened, I think, at least 3 times, maybe 4 or 5. It happened a lot of times. They wanted to have their own photo shoot while we were having a photo shoot. I don't know. Maybe it's because Kai like didn't have lights. They thought that since he didn't have lights, it wasn't a structured photo shoot, but I don't know. That was very weird. I'm gonna look right now. This was from the press pass application. We offer complimentary press credentials to approved applicants who can demonstrate a genuine assignment or consistent high quality editorial coverage relevant to the pop culture fandom and adult entertainment space. So you couldn't do any on-site ambush interview requests. That's actually really nice. If you wanted to do interviews with special guests, panelists, or high-level staff, you had to submit it in writing 1 week prior. That was actually really nice. I think there was only one person interviewing people. You had to give Creators After Dark basically license to use all your photographic, video, or audio content produced at the event for the sole purpose of promoting future CAD events, which I think is fair. If you're getting a free ticket, you know. Limited capacity, so not all of them would be approved. They asked your personal information, then what's your affiliation with press, social media links, brief bio. So I guess that makes sense. If you're a guy that has been taking cosplay photos for a while, you could probably link your Instagram page and you'd be fine. Because you don't really need a lot. I looked at some of the photographers and their pages, and they only had like 1,000 followers, which is good for a photographer. I would say it's hard to get followers as a photographer, but it's not like these were crazy newsletter outlets. They were, at the end of the day, guys, with cameras. I don't know what the dealio for that was then. I'd be curious. A lot of people thought Kai was press, which he was not. A lot of people thought I was a guest, which I was not. Would I go to this convention again? Absolutely. Although Dallas, Texas was very far from me, it was quite an adventure. It was quite a pain in the ass, honestly, bringing all my outfits on a plane. It's definitely inspired me to go out there and go to more conventions. It made me realize why people like conventions and why people like cosplay. I can see it now. It was very motivating. I felt very welcome. I felt very respectful, and I had a ton of fun. I really was not expecting to have a ton of fun because conventions can be very overstimulating and overwhelming for me, but I was overwhelmed in a good way. I got to take pictures with so many hotties. I got to talk to so many hotties. I got to be in the same space as so many hotties, and it really made me realize that there's a lot of cool people out there and I should get out of the house more. But anyways, I will go ahead and wrap up here. Thank you so much for watching. I plan to edit a few more vlogs I have on the back burner, but otherwise, I hope you have a great day, week, month, year, and you continue to do so, and I'll see you again when I see you. Bye-bye. Mwah.